All right. Good evening and happy Monday to everybody. Hope you had a good day off yesterday. So we'll give just a couple of seconds here while some people log in, and then we'll go ahead and get started with our topic for tonight. All righty. So as you do log in, if you would, show me a little bit of love and like the video, share it with some people, and also, give me just a quick chat in to let me know that you're here. Your name would be awesome, and then something that you've done new with your oils in the last maybe week or so. Would love to hear how you're playing with your oils and some of what you're seeing them do. Tonight, we are going to be talking about RC. There it is right there. Love RC. I understand now as I've gotten more into these oils and I go to listen to classes and things, and I hear people talk about what is it that excuse me. uh, I got distracted there for a second. As I hear people talk about their different oils and what they use, man, I hear all the time, man, oh, this is my favorite oil. Oh, this is my favorite oil. And oh, this is my favorite. I understand it now. I was telling my wife earlier today, Kim, that as I've been working to research these oils and be ready to talk with all of you each night, I'm getting more and more of an appreciation for every one of the oils. And man, I get it now. I love all of these oils. RC is included. I'm actually excited tonight because RC is a little bit different animal than what we've talked about in the past. And so now tonight we're going to get into it and talk a little bit more about just what it is and how to use it and what it can be used for, all that kind of stuff. So once again, RC is the oil we're talking about tonight. Now, this is the first oil I think that we've talked about that is not both a normal oil and a vitality oil. And so, let me just say, if you're going to use it internally, Young Living does not recommend that. It has not been approved for by the FDA for ingestion. I have never used it internally, so I have no idea what that would be like. So just so you know, it's not one of the vitality oils. But it is an incredible oil. It does a couple of really great things. Let's talk first about what's in it and what each of the components are really helpful for. And I think as we go through this and talk about the different ingredients within RC, you're going to get a sense of, gosh, what is the use of this particular oil. So there's a whole bunch of oils, so I'm just going to start rolling through them here. The first oil is Eucalyptus globulus, which is one of three types of eucalyptus that are in this particular blend. Eucalyptus globulus is really good for supporting healthy respiratory systems. Then you have myrtle. Myrtle is also really good for healthy respiratory systems as well as some other things. You also have marjoram. Now, marjoram is great for respiratory support, so helping support that healthy respiratory system, but also marjoram is good for relaxing and calming as well. So there's a couple of different things that marjoram does. Then you have pine, and pine again is good for supporting healthy respiratory system. Are you starting to notice a commonality here? It also helps to improve the circulation in the lungs, is what some things have found. Then you have Eucalyptus radiata, which is really good again for respiratory support as well as relaxing. And then the final type of eucalyptus, but not the final ingredient, is Eucalyptus citriodora, I think is how you pronounce it. And this one's really good to help you relax, help your respiratory system relax a little bit. So those are the eucalyptus. Beyond that, you also have lavender. We've talked about lavender in the past. In this case, part of what it's doing is relaxing, it's uplifting. It also, as we talked about before, can support overall health and wellness. So it's really good for all the cells in your body. Then you have cypress. We haven't talked about cypress yet. Cypress, again, is good to help support a healthy respiratory system, as well as support healthy lung circulation, as well as help support your lymphatic system. So it gives a little TLC there. Then you have black spruce. Now, Black spruce can go by a few names. I was doing a little bit of digging on this. So black spruce, if you look at the RC page on the Young Living website, black spruce is the ingredient that it lists. If you look it up in other places, including on Young Living, the only variety of black spruce that Young Living has is the Northern Lights black spruce, and that comes from Canada. It's a relatively new product that Young Living has out. But the spruce, I'm not really sure what the difference between the black spruce and the blue spruce is. Some books I was looking at said it just has spruce in it. So, it just depends on what source you're looking at. But either way, this spruce, black spruce or spruce, is really good for, again, supporting your healthy respiratory system. And the final ingredient is peppermint. And so as we've talked about peppermint, the first thing we've kind of continued coming back to it, notice it's a very popular oil from Young Living. One of the most popular oils next to lavender, I think, is peppermint. In this case, it's really good for soothing and for opening up the respiratory system. So if you haven't figured it out yet, RC is really good for the respiratory system. And that's both good in terms of when you're just needing to give your body a little bit of extra respiratory support, as well as just using it on a regular basis to help your respiratory system stay healthy, stay functioning the way that it needs to. So that's one of the ways that RC is really good for. Also, RC can help really give you some energy when you're exercising. Now, if you notice in the ingredients, there's no lemon or any of those oils that are commonly looked at and said, this gives you energy, except for the peppermint. The reason why I'm thinking that this is really good if you're going to exercise, put it on before you go exercise, especially if you're exercising in cooler temperatures like early morning, especially if there's extra moisture in the air. Part of what this is going to do is really help to support your respiratory system as you're getting into your exercise, open you up a little bit. What that's going to do is allow you to get more oxygen in your system while you're doing your exercise, which with more oxygen, our body has more to burn, right? Because every cell needs oxygen in order to create energy. And so that just, it all works together to help it out. So let's talk about how to use it. So we talked about the ingredients. We talked about the two primary things that it's good for, which is respiratory support and providing a little bit of energy. There's a number of ways that you can use this. One is topically. A lot of people will use RC topically. And so when you do that, there's a number of ways that you can use it. Of course, you can put it on your feet. As I've mentioned before, look up... oh, shoot, now my mind is going... I hate it when I do that. VitaFlex points. There we go. Look up VitaFlex points on your feet and you'll be able to find out what areas of your feet you can put this RC on to provide a little bit of additional support for your respiratory system. You can also, of course, put it directly on some of the areas of your respiratory system. So right on your chest, right on your back, right on the your neck and the base of your neck. Those are great places to put the RC. Part of why is because what I found is when you're using oils that are going to help with relaxing things, like the peppermint does, putting it closer to that area where you actually want the relaxation to happen helps it occur a little bit more effectively, a little bit quicker. And then, of course, it gets into your system and it does its magic through, and it's not really magic, but it does its job through the rest of your respiratory system as well. You can also use it in a bath or in a shower. So we've talked about the shower bombs or putting oils in our bath. So, you can put a few drops in your bath. I would recommend in a warm bath or in a warm shower, and the steam that comes off of it will help to put it into the air, act more as kind of an inhalation type, so almost like a diffuser, acts a little bit different than your normal diffuser does. But that's one way of doing it. And I mean, hey, if you're going to take a shower, if you're going to take a bath, why not benefit with some oils in it, right? But then the other thing that you can do is you can create some rubs with it. And so one of the things we've done in our house is we actually created a rub for our kids. It's a respiratory rub. Now, in some of the books I've read had a very specific recipe. It was 2 ounces of organic coconut oil. You can buy little 2-ounce jars. We used to buy them at Target. I'm not sure if they still have them now, but they're really inexpensive, perfect size for making rubs. So it's 2 ounces of coconut oil and 20 to 25 drops of RC. The reason why you might want to put it in with the coconut oil or V6 oil or some sort of carrier oil is if you're going to put it on children, it does have peppermint in it. And as we learned learned last week, peppermint is a warm oil. And so it may cause a little discomfort. It may cause a little bit of skin irritation on more sensitive types of skin. So adding it to your coconut oil is a great way to make sure that those kinds of things don't happen. And again, some of the oils that are in it can cause a little bit of irritation if you continue to put it on in the same place all the time repeatedly. And so, I mean, if you're using it really regularly, it could cause a little bit of irritation. So change up where you're putting it, mix it with a little bit of carrier oil. That should really help to reduce the impacts of that kind of thing. And so those are a couple of ways of being able to use it. Of course, you can just diffuse it. And so if you're going to do that, put it in your diffuser, run it. We like to use that actually overnight. So when we're trying to give our respiratory systems just a little bit of extra TLC, we'll put 5 or 6 drops of RC in. We use actually the teardrop. There we go. The teardrop diffuser. Had to think about that for a second. So we'll fill it with distilled water. We'll put 5 or 6 drops of RC oil, maybe a drop or 2 of lavender, and we'll diffuse that. Really makes for a nice smell as you're going to bed. Helps you relax a little bit because of the lavender in it. But then also, and also the lavender that's in the RC oil already. But then it also helps to just provide that additional support to your respiratory system that you might need from time to time. And of course, it's easier to support something before there's a problem with it than it is to try and bring something back once there is a problem. So if you haven't used RC, if you're going, man, I don't know if I need respiratory support, just use it and see how it feels. You might find that you needed a little bit of extra respiratory TLC and you didn't even realize it. Otherwise, at least you know kind of what it does to you. You can kind of get a sense of how to use it, and then when you do need to provide that extra TLC, you can go ahead and do so. So that is the RC oil. So I know there's only a few people on the live video, there we go, on the live stream this evening. So I'm just going to pause. We've been going for about 12 minutes. That's all I have for the RC oil specifically tonight. And so just want to open it up and ask, are there any questions that you have about RC? Any of the oils that we've talked about previously, any of the oils or how to use oils just in general, I'd be happy to entertain any of those questions at this point. So just chat those in on the comment box for the video and we'll get to those. And if nobody has any questions here in the next minute or so, we'll go ahead and wrap up, have a short night tonight, and then hit it again tomorrow. Don't forget, while you're typing in, water. Gotta drink lots of water. It's really good for you. Excellent, Sharon. Yeah, it's a fantastic oil. We really like it in our home. Perfect. Well, if there's no other questions or anything like that, by all means, if you're watching this on the recording, if you have questions, if you want to interact in some way, go ahead and put a comment in as you're watching this. I would love to interact with you, to get your questions, answer them for you, help you figure out how to take the next step in your journey with these oils, and really just get an understanding of what do they do. And you're welcome, Dad. My dad joined us tonight and was having a hard time getting on previously, so my pleasure to provide the link. Thank you for letting me know that I needed to do that. But go ahead and put those questions and comments in, even if you're watching this recorded. We'd love to interact with you throughout the week as you watch this and as you share this. By all means, also, if you've enjoyed this video, if you found that the information was helpful, please share it. The great thing about these oils is they're not meant to be kept to ourselves. We are supposed to share them. Why? Because when we know something good, we have to share it with other people. It's our moral obligation. I love that. Shannon Hudson says that. So, if you found that this was good, share it with people. It helps get more word out there about these oils, and, get people experiencing what God gave us to help support our bodies that we don't have to go to the drugstore for. So there's that. And the last thing is, if you're watching this and you are not a Young Living member, if you don't have oils in your hands and you would like to get some, give us a call. Kim and I would love to talk with you and help you get those in your hands. If somebody specifically invited you here, please call them and ask them, how do I get these oils? And if they can't help you or nobody invited you, give me a call. Kim and I will help you. My number here is 810-207 5115. Our website is oilyourhealth.com. Oilyourhealth.com. Right, perfect. Okay, well, have a great evening, everybody, and I will see you here tomorrow for the next oil. Have a great night.